Hello, hi, it's Liz here, and today I thought I would make a masterboard using this piece of card which came, I think, from one of my bundles from the charity shop. They make up crafty bundles and I'm sure it came from there. And I'm going to use all my black and white washi tape to make the masterboard. I thought that was quite a cool idea. So I have made a start. I've made this just using strips from the washi tapes, and yeah, I think it's coming along really nicely. So I've still this part here to do, and yeah, now I know I'm getting a little bit of a glare. I've tried always, but this piece here is shiny washi tape, and I'm just going to sit a little doily over that bit, and I think that might just help a bit with the glare. Okay, so just randomly I've been using the washi just to fill up the card, and then what we'll do is I think we will make it into tags, I think. So we weathered the storm. It was really quite intense at one point, and anyway, it's over, and we're glad it's over. Back to normal dreich weather. So just trying to fill up the rest of the card here. I don't really know where a lot of the washi came from, but I know these ones are, now I don't know how to say it. Is it all create, or all creates? It's AAL create, and that was the ones with the words. These ones. I've got quite a lot because they were, that's not, they were in a sale. There's one there, and there's one there. Yeah, I got all them in a sale. You know, now that I look at that, I think that maybe looks more navy blue than black and white, but that's okay. Right, okay, let's go back over here. I hope you're not getting that glare. And of course, once we cut it up, we'll get little bits of the washi, hopefully. There's words, but most likely these words will be cut through. I'm just going to fill in this wee gap here with just a little piece. Yeah, the words will more than likely be cut through when I cut this down to tag size, but that's okay. Right, where did my little hearts go? Because I quite like the little hearts in. Right, so I have no card today. The card is away for its yearly service and its MOT, Ministry of Transport test. which makes sure all the cars are, you get a certificate that lasts a year, and that means your car is fit for the road. It's they check all the the things that would make a difference to the safety of the car. So they check the brakes and the lights and the seat belts and yeah, I'm just going to put a tiny little bit more of the heart there. So it's a way for the day to get that done. They do a service at the same time as the MOT. So, and I miss it when it's not here, but anyway, it means there's a crafty day for me. And we might walk over to the water, the loch. We have a small man-made loch beside us. And there's a nice coffee shop. We haven't used these sickles. And they do homemade soup and scones. And I think maybe if we move that up a wee bit, we'll be able to get a little strip in there of something. That's the glossy one. I don't want to use that. Let's just use the words again. In fact, let's go right along the edge here. So yeah, I don't know when we'll get it back. The guy just phones when it's ready. It went in at 8:30 this morning so that I could get it back smart. Right, something for along here. Let's do this. I might not use up all this board anyway today. I want to make 3 tags today on the video. So we might have a piece left. Right, that's us with the washi. And there might be little corners. But that all feels okay. Yeah. Right, so now just to cut it down. So we will try and decide what size we want. Do I want to cut it to length first so that I've got one long strip left? Because if I cut it down like that and then cut all the pieces off the bottom, I'll just be left with little bits. So I'm going to cut it to the tag size I want, which might be about there. If I cut it, that would be, yes, that's a good size. And so I've got this piece left. And then we will cut maybe about there. Yeah, that's a good tag size. And maybe the same again. Let's make them all the same. And one more. And I've got a spare bit. Right, so, whoops. I have my 3. Now I hope you're not getting too much of a glare from these pieces. Right, I have my 3 pieces. I might need to go round with my glue stick and glue down any wee bits, but I think they're okay. This little bit here, in fact. Okay, right, so the corners I have, let me just find my, there it is. I have a little plastic Starbucks card that gives me my, whoops, ooh, flying scissors, that's not what you want. There, and then we just turn it over. There, yeah. And again. So the house hunting has come to a standstill for the moment because the market seems to have slowed right down. I don't know if January after Christmas, maybe it takes a month or 2 to pick up again. There hasn't really been any. There's been a few, but they've been up the stairs and we want the ground floor. So that's come to a little bit of a stall for the moment, but we have to be patient. One will come along and it will be right for us, and then it will be all systems go. Right, so I have some doilies, I have some butterflies, and I have some florals. So I was thinking, let's start with a butterfly. Let's put some focal points on them. I hope they're not glary because they're quite shiny. Oh, it's a worry. You want to try and make your videos the best you can, but I only have my phone. I don't have a camera to video on. It's just my iPhone, and I have one daylight lamp. So these are Tim Holtz kind of cardboard flowers, and these are the butterflies from the same place. And let's see if we can just do some corner layering. That's pretty, isn't it? Right. Now I think maybe underneath a little layer of doily, if I use this one, because this one doesn't have a solid bit, then it means the background will shine through a little bit. Yes, I think what I'm going to do is just cut this in half and then in quarter. And then that just gives us a little corner piece for each tag, I think. So that just adds a little bit of a fancy layer, don't you think? And we'll put a little eyelet and a little bit of maybe twine or sari silk. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And then we'll just do exactly the same. When you do things in multiples, it's I quite like doing that, making them all quite similar. And I need one more piece, and maybe we'll go the opposite way. Does it go the opposite way? Yeah. Put this one in this corner because that curls round that way. There. Yeah, so let's stick that down. Tidy up as we go along. Oh, and I've got this. Oh, and before we stick it down, do we want to stitch round the edges? And do we want a little piece of this on? I think maybe we do. Right, but you know what? I'm going to go and I'm going to... Do I want to stitch? Yes, I want to stitch round the edge. So let's keep them in order because I like the way the words worked out with each of them. So there's the yellow one, the orange one and the green one. And I'm going to take these to the sewing machine and stitch round the edge. Okay, I did a quick stitch around the edge. My little spool ran out, so I had to do the little rewind of the spool. Anyway, that's it done. So I've also looked out some bits for going through the eyelet at the top. So we'll maybe use a bit of that. Yeah, so I've got all my little bits here. And let's just get sticking down. I'm just going to use my glue stick. I'm actually really pleased with how these have turned out. I think they're going to be quite eye-catching. I hope. And we're going to put on a little bit of that, I think. I've also got the thready bits from left over from my stitching. I think I might put them on one of the... I've actually never done thready bits before, so that's new. Just put a little bit of that on there. Oh, that's quite pretty. And of course a butterfly makes everything good. Okay. And so same with this one. I remember years ago when I was little, you knew that the visitors that were coming must be quite posh if your mum got out the doilies to put a doily on top of a plate before she put the sandwiches on the plate or the cakes. Thought, oh, it must be somebody important or posh if the doilies came out. Who knew all these years later? Now, do we want the thready bits on this? I don't know what you do with that. Do you just, I've seen people doing it and they just pile it up. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I like it. No, I'm going to leave it off actually. Maybe on another project it will be fine. But I think on this, I'm happy with my little bit of I wanted to say bric-a-brac there. Ricrac. I was close. There's the thing I'm looking for here. Bric-a-brac. I think we'll put it over here this time. The part of your brain that stores the words, when you switch on the camera, switches off. I'm quite positive of that. Quite positive that the words just simply disappear into the ether. Think, nope, we are words and we're not going to play today because you've switched that camera on, and that's all there is to it. I'm a wee bit further over than I want it to be. There we are. That's quite nice. That was a happy accident there because I moved the butterfly. It goes underneath and then it comes back out. That's quite cute. Okay, then this one slightly different. Over this side. Yeah, she would be surprised now to know that what she thought was posh on the plates are now being used in journals. She probably, if I had to explain that to her without showing her, she'd probably be like, oh, I can't imagine that. What do you mean you use a paper doily? I'd be like, yeah. She was a great, well, in the early days, she knitted all our jumpers and school cardigans and stuff like that. And then when she stopped knitting, when there was nobody really to knit for, she went on to cross stitch. Well, first of all, she actually made a quilt. She quilted for a bit. And then she went on to cross stitch, and then cross stitch just became a total, absolutely, I forgot my wee thing, I'll just put it in the open there. The love of her life. I mean, she just was never away from the cross stitch. She made so many pictures, and we used to take them to the framers and got them professionally framed and I still have quite a few, but there was just too many to keep when she passed. So we gave some away to people that wanted them, and then we gave some to the charity shops, and she would have been happy that people enjoyed them. There, that's a nice one. Did you know they're actually all really quite nice, I think. Right, let's put a finishing touch on with some of this and my Cropadile. And I think white might be the choice for today. So we are going to use, I always need my wee bit of paper. These are the top ones, number 1, 3/16. So it's the silver and the silver and the 3/16 punch that's written there. So this is the bit that punches the hole. And we can move this down a bit so that it stops you going too far in. And we might just want to go a wee bit further back. And it's not moved, there we are. And that means they will all be the same length in. So we'll just punch all the holes first. Because if you butt it up against that black bit, it means they're all in the same place. And then we just pop that in and squeeze with the little bit with the little nodule thing at the top. And give it a good old squeeze, and Bob's your uncle. So no phone call from the garage yet. I don't know if no news is good news, because quite often they'll phone you and say, oh, you need brake discs or brake pads or a tyre or whatever. So I'm hopeful that no news means, because they phone you first before they go ahead, just to make sure that you want them to do. But then who's going to say no? Because if it needs done, it needs done, and it won't pass the MOT without, getting the work. So I'm hopeful. Right, so we've got, well, this has got a wee knot in it. I don't know how that happened. Maybe I was trying something at some point. So this is kind of grey and cream, I'm not sure. I bought a big roll of this, a big skein, and it's lasted for ages, and it's my favourite, this cream and grey spot. And I don't know what I'm going to do when it runs out, because the shop that I got it from has never got it back in. Yeah, I think this will actually go now. How are we going to put it? It's quite thick. Will it go through? Yes, it will go through, but I don't think it would go through double. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it there, and then I'm going to use a bit of twine to tie tie it on, but let me just fiddle faddle first. Yeah. Now, will we have a bow, or will we have just two dangly bits of string? Let's try the bow first. Oh, that's quite nice. I actually quite like the big bow. Normally I would pull the little tails and make it smaller, but I think that's really nice. Yeah. Okay. I think we'll do the same. Just rough up those edges a little bit. So I don't know whether we'll walk over to the water, get a wee bit of lunch. That's 11:45 now. It might be quite busy, although the weather's not great, so that might put a lot of people off going. But it would give Millie a wee walk. Although the thing is, over there, there's ducks and there's geese. And the ducks and the seagulls and stuff like that are fine. But the geese are very territorial. And it's not so much Millie will annoy, because she won't. She just like, whatever. She's not fussed by them, but the geese will attempt to chase, given half the chance. That's pretty too, isn't it? Now for this final one, I have this, but I'm not so sure if I want to add bees in. So do we have another black one or another grey and white one? I think we'll have another grey and white one. So that's the only thing. If the geese are round at that bit, there's a wee island in the middle of the loch, and they're usually either over there, although that's where the swans are. So if the swans are there, the geese won't be there. But, oh, caught my finger there. Was nearly having to go to A&E. I quite like to try and open it up if I can. There we are. At least the front bit. So that when I tie it and it bunches together, at least I've got half a chance of it being kind of open. So I got a Pandora bracelet for my Christmas stroke birthday. I have a birthday Christmas. We both have birthdays near Christmas, and I got a lovely Pandora bracelet, and I'm thinking I might go and buy a new charm, because there is one just come out. It's a butterfly, a blue butterfly, and it's very pretty. And I looked at it in the shop window a week or so ago and I thought, oh, that's nice. But you know, I walked away and I was like, oh, I don't have pocket money to spend at the moment. But I was at the dentist yesterday and I got root canal treatment, and I feel as if I deserve a treat. That's for sure. Right, I think I am super happy with them. So let me show you. Remember, I made this to keep my YouTube ideas. So I don't know if you can see that, but I've got, that was my first two ideas. Giveaway journal, decorate the cover, and I did that the other day. That was the last video I did. And then Masterboard, black and white washi tape, yep. Focal points, butterflies for machine stitch, question, add an eyelet, sari, silk or twine. So we can tick this off. And this is the 25th, so we can date that, the 25th of January 24. And that's my first two projects that I took a note of in my new journal. And I've just decorated it a little bit with the washi tape that I used, and then I called the, I don't know if you can see this for the glare, but I called the journal Lucky 7, so I stamped a 7. So now I'm ready to think, right, what's going to be my next, you know, I'm just going to, that's annoying, I'm just going to stick that down. Yeah, don't know what the next project might be. Maybe be a page in the glue book or a page in my Glasgow journal. I don't know. I've got some photographs to print off, so I might do that next. Anyway, that's really good. Right, I'm going to leave it there. That's my tags. The back is quite plain for writing on. You can write over, oh, we can write over what's there, or I can, excuse me, when the time comes, if I don't like the back, I can stick some lined paper on it, or maybe I could gesso it and then write over the gesso. So, yeah. Okay, thanks for joining me today. And if you've enjoyed the video, a thumbs up would be great, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.